Hey everyone, welcome to Real Hot Takes TV. I'm Olivia,
And I'm Simone.
and we are recapping season 17, episode number 7, which I actually can't believe it's been 7 episodes already. Uh, Dynasty, Diamond, Drama, DDD. Simone, how do you think the season's going so far?
When you said 7 episodes, I was very surprised. I didn't even think that we had that many that we went through. Like, it's quite surprising.
I know, right?
But it's turning up. This episode started with a bang, ended with a bang.
Yeah, I think it's a really good episode, and I think now we are seeing the lines or the what's the word the
Alliances.
the alliances dividing. So we do see K Michelle versus Drew. We do see Portia versus K Michelle, and we've seen a lot of things that at least I am. I know you're not on social media like me, but I'm seeing a lot of things in the background on Twitter, on Reddit, but it's a lot. I can now see how the season's going to kind of go and kind of continue on. But I like this episode, so we can kind of start talking about how it started off. So again, the girls are still in Dallas, and we also saw that Shamit or Portia versus Kelly was on that bus, and they're talking about Portia saying that Kelly want to, I guess, climb her tree, which I thought was funny, climb her tree.
Is Portia
But
that tall? Like, really? Or maybe Kelly's that short. I don't
I think
know.
Kelly's that short. I mean, Kelly is so
Okay.
short. I think compared to each other, I think they're different. But do you believe that? Do you believe Kelly was trying to hit on Portia, or do you think they were together in some weird form?
Listen, between Portia and the Candy situation, remember they was at the
Oh,
club
that's
and they
true.
had some issues. So we go back, remember, Portia said that Kelly wanted to scissor her.
Right.
And Kelly was like, no, I didn't. And then Portia retold a story of how they were at something and Portia got in the elevator to go to her hotel, and Kelly was in the elevator looking her up and down. And I guess Portia picked up on the vibe. She's like, okay, girl, bye. I got to go back to my room. Good night. Now,
Right.
to me, that is not a story about scissoring, but it is believable. I could see
Mm-hmm.
Kelly in a drunken stupor. I don't know what they were at, some event, if it was the BET weekend, or something else,
Oh
that
yeah.
she of course, maybe that's why she had to go mess around with that married man because Portia turned her down. If it was at the BT weekend, and she said, "Okay, Portia's no, let me go over here." No, I'm just
Right.
kidding.
But I
But
mean, it's on trend to who Kelly is, right? I mean,
it's
Kelly
on
is a
trend to
little.
who both. What little people be freaks? Something? What you trying to say?
No,
It's like
no,
I'm
no,
five
no,
three. Without,
no. And
I'm
I know.
climbing off the wall. You know.
No, I think it just talks about how thirsty Kelly can be.
I think that Portia's a very pretty girl and she attracts a lot of people who will just see a very pretty person, and whether they're gay or bi curious, they will switch teams just because that they see Portia as probably like the perfect woman both in face and body. And I
Yeah.
think Kelly may have gotten to a flirtatious moment with her, but I don't think they scissored. Like even
She said
Portia telling that story.
she saw this platinum.
Oh
Where
God,
she said,
yeah, whatever. And then somebody said, "I don't want them hot chili fried cheese fries,
right.
hot chili Cheeto fries,
I,
punani." I'm like, oh, ladies, can we stop with the bad, like my vagina stink jokes? Like, let stop.
oh, I know, and that's what this episode's all about, right? Because there's gonna be a couple of moments about vagina and smelly and all the above, and it was K Michelle. But yeah, I mean, I personally liked the back and forth. I thought it was funny. I crackled a little bit. I think it was funny. And
I
I think
mean,
Portia's funny.
I do. I think Portia's getting real good at it. And
Yeah.
you know what? What's even better about that back and forth is that we start to see what it is that K Michelle doesn't like.
Right. And that's true.
Hmm.
So we do see the next scene or a couple scene the next day. We saw, well, I guess before we do the next day, we can see the next scene where Portia was looking at those clams and she was saying, "Did this clam
Hmm.
smell? Let me see. Let me check these clams." And at the time, you thought it was an innocent clip, but we now
Right.
know for the future that it's going to come back around. But really, 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 really quick, I forgot to ask you beforehand too. We saw Pinky getting sick on the bus, and in my head, honestly,
Yes.
Simone, in my head, I'm thinking that like I'm pretty sure Cynthia's tequila is probably a really cheap tequila for her to be sick that quick, and then like
Yeah.
you know
They
what I'm saying?
listen. Listen. She's doing something with Adrienne Maloof. If you watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you know Adrienne Maloof got made fun of because she was the type of businesswoman that popped out a new product every 6 months. She wasn't
Okay.
someone who was like true to one particular industry or field of product that she really, really liked. She
Businesswoman.
had a wine, she had a shoe, she had a
Okay.
perfume, she had a,
I didn't know
she
this.
was always trying to. That's what they always joked about how Adrian always had a party to go to, and it was a party that everybody was invited to. It was the easiest party to get to in Beverly Hills because it was a release party for some product that she was selling. The point is, she is not a pro at, or she is not a connoisseur at her product. It's just something to mass produce to put out there. So her doing a tequila with Cynthia Bailey, it's not no Bethany Frankel level, drink.
Of
No,
course
that
not.
like, and
Yeah.
and also we see Cynthia doing the same thing on all of the housewives. How many products have we seen Cynthia do? Eyeglasses, tequila, uh,
A wine. What's it? Bailey's wine. Her winery?
something. She
Yeah,
had
it's
a,
a
but
winery.
that's the point. It's like it's not because you want to get into that industry and you want to craft it and you want to buy your own vineyard and make a different type of grape wine and be in the business. No, you're just trying to make as much like easy cash flow as possible.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I think that's the first thing that crossed my head when I saw Pinky getting sick. I'm like, oh, that's some bad
Yeah.
tequila.
Hmm.
That's some shitty tequila because
And
she got sick quick. Or
and
maybe she's not a big drinker, but like
I was
even
about to
that.
say, Pinky. I don't think Pinky can hang. Pinky don't party. Pinky got three
Yeah.
kids, a new husband,
Yeah.
a business facing bankruptcy and foreclosure. You see, she was on the phone talking to the business partners on this girls on vacation trip. Pinky
Yeah.
ain't partying like Portia and Kelly, and who are a little bit more set. Like they busy too. They got their businesses, but I think they have more help in the management area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
Pinky is a do it all, have to do it all, and that's probably why she's struggling so much. She doesn't know how to
Slow down.
delegate some of those tasks to other people because I think she's a control freak. Hence, why she be all trying to control the other ladies.
Control the conversation, control the other ladies. That's a good point. That's a good point. But yeah, so we did see that. But then, of course, we go the next day. She feels better, and the girls are eating breakfast. But of course, we see K Michelle coming down, eating breakfast, talking to the ladies, and all of a sudden she breaks down and she cries. Right. So we
Mm-hmm.
find out that there's a scheme or a plan against her, and
Plotting. They
a
plot,
plot. They're
plotting and
plot.
planning, plotting and planning.
Right. And at the end of the day, this housewives, right? There's always going to be a plot. You always have to have leverage because you never know when someone's going to go after you.
Yeah.
I.e., Angela versus Pinky, right? Angela had all those comebacks in her pocket, and she knew, like, if this
Mm-hmm.
girl said X Y Z, I'm gonna say X Y Z. So that's
Yeah.
a housewife. That's a housewife game in any type of franchise, no matter what city you go to, but especially in Atlanta, right? So I think K. Michelle got paranoid, and K. Michelle felt that the girls were going against her. And like you said, she saw what Portia did versus Kelly. She's seen all these people doing these things, and she doesn't want to happen to her. Do you feel K. Michelle is ready to be in the housewife game? We see her in Love and Hip Hop. We see how she did back in the day. I do feel now that she's in the housewives, she's looking at the camera. She's obviously on mute in a lot of these arguments, a lot of these conversations. Do you think she could fit in Housewives?
I think her booty plant implant is leaking, and she in pain, and the mental anguish of knowing that you did that to yourself. And while you are finally facing probably one of the highlights of your music career, because you have to understand, K. Michelle is a very successful country artist right now. She's still like in the beginning stage, but I see her growing and growing. The country music scene has welcomed her because she's bringing those vocals over there. that they haven't
Right.
seen from folks in a long time. And
Right.
so I think what happened is K Michelle knew that she had to get on TV to stay relevant, right? To keep the
Yeah.
flow of attraction on her because the music she felt, I guess, wasn't enough. But aha, you took a step back because you have grown up, you've graduated from messy television. You're a respected now country artist or trying to become one. And you are respected by the peers of the country music scene because you can actually sing. That's been proven, right?
Right.
So you come on this show and you see all these messy games, and it makes you remind you of your love and hip hop scrapping days. Remember, K Michelle is hood. Her only type of fighting is scrapping. And what she does not like about Housewives is that this is the nice, nasty, mean girl game. And K
Yeah.
Michelle can't play that game because she
No.
just know the hood chick fighting game. So a great
Exactly.
example at dinner when Portia was like, "Ooh, these clams, they smell." And then you see some Drew go like I don't know, they could editing could have did this, but they made it seem like Drew reacted to the like towards K Michelle, yeah, like smelly. And you see, I mean not K Michelle to Portia, and then K Michelle's watching that, insinuate that she thinks they're talking about her. Now, we have been in situations with mean girls, especially in high school, where they say comments out loud and you just know that it's gay, it's
Passive.
geared towards you. It's passive aggressiveness, right? And but you
Right.
can't say anything out loud because you can't prove it because it wasn't addressed to you. You were just in earshot, and that's the passive aggressive game. We just wanted you to hear it. Right?
Right.
That's a game that K Michelle cannot play, does not want to play, and never had practice for in Love and Hip Hop. Because on Love and Hip Hop, we ain't playing that behind the scenes game. We bow, 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 straight to your face. And so
Right.
we
Shaking
see
the
her
table.
freak out, shaking the table. So we see her really, I think, breaking down because she can't play this game. She feels she's getting picked on, and now she can't take it anymore because that's why she exploded. And it's like y'all plotting and planning, and because the producers are in their ear too. And she's like, the producers probably, I know somebody did this, basically saying, who is it? Drew tried to bring up Black.
Right.
Do you want to tell the
Right.
story about what
So
happened?
yeah, we'll get there quickly, but you're right. Or you can just talk about it right now because it does connect to the fact that K Michelle, I just don't think she fits in. I'm not enjoying her this season, and when I say I used to love watching her in Love and Hip Hop, I used to love
Mm-hmm.
watching her in Love and Hip Hop, and I think you're right. I think you made a good point. I do believe that she's not comfortable with this type of game, this type of
Mm-hmm.
fight, and for her to say like she's not comfortable. This is not her game, and she's not winning right now. So
It's not.
it's not working. But I know right now on Twitter on Twitter, Portia said like, "Girl, we're right next to each other. I'm 2 doors down. You're talking all this mess on Twitter. Say something in front of my face. Say something on the show." And I think Kate Michelle is not able to do so. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Well, even on the show, even Angela, who is now the talking head for the producers, by the way, because it's so obvious. She's not original. She's not slick. She's not smooth. She just tries to like puppet her way. Well, I
yeah,
heard, and woo, and it's like,
yeah,
girl, you're clearly the
yeah,
producer's puppet talking head. Well,
clearly,
what's going
clearly,
on, Kay? I don't know what's going. And I get it because Kay was being very coded. She wasn't talking. And we
yeah,
know why because she was
yeah.
holding back that explosion that she let out on Drew, who, by the
Oh,
way,
Drew.
waited until everybody was holding Kay back to finally jump up. Like, girl, you know Kay and Michelle would jump on your ass and fight you, and you waited until everybody was holding her down to finally, yeah, now I can scrap and I'm ready. I can stand up. Because Kay Michelle was getting her too. She was like
She
that's
was.
and that and
She
you said
was.
you don't like her this season. I hope you change your mind after you saw that very last scene because that's the K Michelle we want. That's the K Michelle we were expecting to see. We wanted to see a taste of love and hip hop come to Housewives of Atlanta.
Housewives.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing that. And before we talk about that Drew situation, we do see Shamia coming in to play.
Ooh.
First of all, her body, T T T T T T T T T,
Woo.
body T, body T, body T. When I tell you,
Man.
I will go to the doctor office and bring a picture of Shamia and her body is to let my body look like this. I see that how she got that man. I think her body is perfect. Do you think that's her real butt though, right? Right.
It's Atlanta. I don't know. I don't know
I
if
don't
it
know
is
either.
her butt. She could be in the gym lifting weights. And she
Okay.
be making sure she worked out that gluteus maximus. I know them
Yeah.
boobies are not real. I don't think the boobies are real.
The
I think
boobies
she
are
got a
fake,
boob job. Boobies
but
are
it looks
fake.
so good. But her boobs look good. Like they don't look like
Her
plastic fake. They look like
her and Portia both. They got some good
yeah,
boob jobs. And
yeah.
then the body, oh my God, girl. I was looking at that. I was in such a daze. I was feeling so inspired. I took my shirt off mid episode and I went and got this. And I put this on. And I just sat there and I watched the episode, channeling Shamia, pretending. Because I was like, oh, yes, girl, come on.
And I
And
love
she
that
looked so
and
good.
she knew it because she walked around with that bikini. She did not
Thong.
no
Thong.
no cover up, no nothing. She said, "Y'all gonna see my ass while I talk while I get this team meeting
Mm-hmm.
together." So
Mm-hmm.
we
I don't
see
blame
we
her. I would too. I would too.
yeah, I would too. But if we see her come, bring the girls together, right, before the
Mm-hmm.
gala, and we see her saying that, pretty much putting herself in there, kind of showcasing her insecurities about what's going on between K Michelle and the rest of the girls. Pretty much saying that she has nothing to do with it, that she's not plotting or anything. But we do see flashbacks of Shamia telling K Michelle it about I don't even know what it's truly about. But I know another big point was her going against Angela because I know her and Portia was their relationship was kind of a topic and blaming Angela for the reason why her and Portia are not friends. It was a lot of it was to me all over the place. But I think Shamia has a little I don't know awkwardness with her when it comes or maybe a little delusional with her when it comes to this situation. I just think it has nothing to do with her. But I think she's just plotting herself in there.
I think Shamia played the right game because at the dinner they were trying, or was it the dinner? It was Angela, talking head for the producers. Angela was like,
Yeah.
Shamia. Oh, it was at breakfast. Well, Shamia, you over there making faces, and
Yeah,
everybody's
the
like, even
faces. The faces.
K
Yep.
Michelle and even Shamia's like, what are you talking about? K
Yeah.
Michelle confided in Shamia. K Michelle, Shamia, um, Kelly, and have their own alliance over there. And then
Yeah.
maybe one more person in that group, but I can't think of. Because we saw them separate on camera. And
It's
then
really
you
them
get,
three.
but it's really the three. And then you got
Pinky. You can put
Pinky in
Pinky.
that group. Pinky is in that group. And then on the
Yeah.
other side, you got Portia, Phaedra, Cynthia, Angela, who is just by default, um, and Drew on the other side. So for Angela to be like, it's like Shamia, you over there making faces. That's what I'm saying. Angela's not smooth. That was such a producer like push,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
why Shamia's like,
That's a
what
good
we're not
point.
gonna do is try and smear my name and make it seem like I'm the reason why K Michelle's upset. Absolutely not. She knows it's not me. That's why she confided in me first. In fact, what she was really trying to tell him is that I know who she's talking about, but it's not my job to out them. Since K Michelle gonna sit up there and be coded and not say directly, then neither am I.
I'm
Shamia's a
not gonna say
very
nothing.
smart girl. But she told Angela, back the fuck up with that bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what she told Angela.
So and I wrote this down in my notes when I was watching it. Like I do feel though, like no one wants to be the villain this season. I feel like everyone has their like they're kind of no one everyone's staring a pot in the background, but when it comes to be confronted, everyone is kind of like, oh, don't
That's
look over here, don't look at it here.
that's
And
why
this is why,
Portia was like, I'm first to apologize. I'm so sorry. She
right?
wants to be PR. She wants to be. You're right. Nobody wants to be the bad
Yeah.
guy.
No one wants to be that because we don't have Kenya, and I think like
Ah!
storylines like this is where we do see a miss of Kenya. Like Kenya would have drove this situation. Like I just feel like there's so many missed opportunity of like discourse with the girls that goes away because these girls are just worried about how they look on camera, how they look on social media, how they don't want to be the villain. I mean, like I think about even I'm fast forwarding, but how Drew was late for the gala. She showed up 3 hours late
Missed the
and
whole thing.
missed the whole thing. And to
Literally
me,
leaving while they like coming in right when they leaving. Which, by the way, was looked like a bomb party because even though it rained, it turned
Yeah.
into a full house party. For one, it's a tequila party, so everybody's drinking. They was, drunk. And when you have an outdoor party, people are more spaced out. But now we inside, and the music is bumping and reverberating off the walls. And it's tequila. Like it was a good hold down house party. The rain made it better.
Right, right. And I think it was a good party, but I do think it was a missed opportunity for the girls to say something to Drew, like Cynthia brought all you guys down here, and then you're not gonna have the decency to be on time. Mind you, you are all in the same house, same time as everyone else, but you chose to be late. It is very on par with Drew. Like if Nene Leakes was there, if like Cynthia, not Cynthia, because she was there, she didn't say anything. But Kenya, they
They'd
would
be
have
like,
said something.
"You are very late."
Yeah, or not come in. They'll they'll make her not come in.
Leave lock her outside.
They
That
do
would have
something
been
like that.
funny. And that party needed some drama, but you know what? Everybody gets along too well. I really think that's the reason why nobody wants to be bad villain. I think secretly it's not naturally a lot of drama. I think they naturally just get along really well because these groups of ladies are older now.
Yeah,
Like they're more
yeah.
mature. They've been through the show together. Even though we got some newcomers, like that, it's just they not playing that game, and that's why we need Nene because she coming. Best believe she coming to play that game of the
Right.
antagonizer or something. But yeah,
To
because
this
they should have
bond
been
though.
fighting at that party. Everybody's drinking. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We always fight at events. That would have been perfect.
And that's the thing. To go back to the fight with Drew versus K Michelle, I mean, like I felt like it kind of came out of nowhere. It was to the point where I was watching. I'm like, wait, where's this coming from? Yes, I now we see K Michelle in her. She's ready for Drew because she talked about Black and how she does not have a relationship with Black. Drew said that, I guess in her eyes, she didn't say that K Michelle had anything to do with Black, but it was a whole back and forth situation, and they start arguing. But I didn't feel like it was really like authentic. I thought it was kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, with the Black situation, you know what? Shout out to Black. He got his TV time and he not even there.
He's not even there.
He's
That's
not
so
even
true.
there. He got his TV time and he not there thanks to the producers telling Angela, that because Angela also said some other silly stuff. Basically,
Yeah.
it
No,
is
you made a point. You made a point. You're right. She is definitely the producer's talking head. Like you're right, and it's so staged because how Angela talks is very like robotic, anyways. So when
let's
she
talk
says
about
that,
how Angela is in desperate need of a speech pathologist.
she talks like a smart. Like she doesn't. She doesn't open her mouth. She
She
talks with her
cannot
mouth closed.
enunciate her words. She should have taken that money for rhinoplasty and used it to correct her vocal cords because I have always hated Angela's voice from day one. I was like, what are they doing bringing this girl? Like, she sounds like she had a stroke. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth.
She
She
to
sounds
me
like she
she
had a
sounds
stroke.
she sounds like she doesn't open her mouth. I always say she talks like she's smiley talk. You know, people who smile and they talk at the same time. Like that's how she
Yeah,
sounds. Like
her jawline is fucking pushed back. Oh, you know what?
yeah,
Bleep out these f bombs. I'm sorry, and I'm serious. In the editing, bleep out these f bombs.
and I'm the one that had to edit. Like she's the one that's cursing. Like
I'm
no,
gonna try and stop, but I said one earlier. Bleep that one out.
okay. But yeah, no, I do agree with that. It's funny. I don't know. You watch people who watch this. I don't know. You guys watch what happened live. They do recaps of the shows on Bravo, and then they imitate their voice. And I remember they kept saying like, I don't know how to imitate Angela's voice. Cause they're like they don't. I remember in my head it's like yeah, cause like no one talks like that. So it's
Yeah,
like
you
even
take
people.
you take
Go
two
ahead.
cotton balls and stuff them in your mouth. I'm ready to start talking. And there you have the
Right.
Angela voice.
That's the Angela voice. But
For real.
yeah, so we do see a K Michelle, and we do see a fight between her and Drew, and we see the start of their beef. We do know that in the future episodes they're going to go at it back and forth on a lot of things. We saw that discourse on Twitter. We saw that on the trailer. So we do see that this is going to be the start of their fight. I'm ready for it, but I really, again, I'm not kind of. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I got to see more of it.
It's gonna be interesting. I just want K Michelle to you know, just be girl, don't be afraid to swing. But she I get it. She don't want to lose what she's building up over there on the countryside. But at the same time, if you don't want to be hood rat ghetto on like love and hip hop level, then you better learn how to be shade, throw shade. K Michelle don't know how to throw shade. She know how to throw fights and just straight up like insults. But throwing
Yeah.
shade, that takes a bit of talent, and that's what K Michelle needs to learn how to do.
And I think she got it. I think she has it in her. I was actually watching
She
clips
does.
of her old. I was watching clips of her old like highlights at Love and Hip Hop, and like she got some things in there. She knows what to say and how to say it. She just
So, like,
like you
no,
said.
for instance, if she felt in that moment that they were talking about her when they were eating the oysters, instead of looking over, she should have been like,
Yep.
it smelled like it's coming from you too.
Right.
Just kidding.
Right.
You know,
Right.
or you smell them oysters. You know what bad oysters smell like? Girl, you should know what bad oysters smell like. You should only be eating the freshest ones.
Or,
Or
or just say, "Are you talking about me? Who are you talking about?" I don't like that. Just confront it right then and there. It doesn't even have to be shady. It can just be
right.
that. Because now
Yeah,
you're
I
looking
mean,
kind of crazy next day, crying and being upset, and no one knows why, right? So like
right.
now you look crazy. So you might as well. I think you're right. That's good advice. You might as well confront it right then and there. And I do think that's why Portia wrote her tweet saying, "Say this shit on a show. Don't say it on Twitter. Don't say this stuff behind
Right.
the scene."
Bring it to the show because right now you're not bringing anything except you're
Yeah,
hiding around the corner. And you know
exactly.
what? If all else fails, when somebody try to call you smelly, you just be like, "Is that your upper lip you smell?" That's like
Right,
the go-to.
right,
So anytime they try to hint at you smelling, I think you smell your upper lip.
right. And just do
That's
it. Like
always a
that's
good go-to.
And that's a good housewife. That's what to me would bring. What's the difference between like bad seasons versus good seasons? Is people not doing all their talking mess behind their talking heads on their interviews. Like no, you do that on the cameras, in front of the cameras with the group. So we'll
Right.
see. I think, and Kay Michelle did say on Twitter because I'm in the Twitter. I'm doing the research in Twitter, but she did say keep watching, which makes me think that she's gonna have her time to like bulk when she needs to.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Right.
And in the end of the episode, it kind of ends at the gala. Of course, we just talked about Drew being late, but I do think. Do you think this one last question? Do you think it's gonna be? Is it good or bad this season if the group split? Do you feel like the Pinky, Kelly, K Michelle, Shamia versus everyone else? Do you think that's going to be something that's going to carry throughout the season, or do you see these girls coming back together?
Yeah, we need them to separate so we can actually have some conflict. Yes, and then people will switch teams. Maybe Portia
Right,
will convince Shamia to be her BFF again.
right.
Maybe the producers will find a new talking head since they realize Angela can't talk at all. You know, they need to mix it up a little bit. They need
I
that, and
think
I
so.
hope they do.
I think so. Alrighty, y'all. Well, that's the end of the recap of season 17, episode 7.
That's
We'll be
right.
back. I think the next episode we're going to see, again, K. Michelle bulk when she needs to, right? And
Mm-hmm.
some other things. But, alright. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.